All right, people. All right, people. Because I swear, man, these pack of woods, they don't get enough. They don't get enough. Now they're targeting the great Martin Luther King. They're targeting the great Martin Luther King. Look at this. I mean, this is crazy. This right here goes to show that they will stop at nothing to get to the top, to further enslave, to further get you, the melanated people, to participate in this matrix. Okay, now I'm gonna go over this article that was talking about how the Dodge Ram commercial faced backlash for using a speech and Martin Luther King, well, using a speech from Martin Luther King, using a speech that he made in order to promote the sales of their trucks. Okay, so it says Martin Luther King Jr. sermon used in a Ram Trucks Super Bowl commercial draws backlash. Okay, it goes on to say the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was featured during the Super Bowl commercial Sunday night, but the use of one of his sermons to sell trucks drew swift backlash on social media. A commercial for Ram trucks featured a portion of a sermon from King, a use that was approved by the managers of his estate but opposed by other entities associated with King. And I believe the other entities was his family members. Okay. The ad begins by noting that King delivered the sermon known as the Drum Major Instinct on February 4th, 1968, 50 years ago Sunday. In the sermon delivered 2 months before he was assassinated, King also advised people not to spend too much on cars. So you mean to tell me that King, a person who advised people to not basically be uh so much as caught up in this matrix, you know, a man who basically in his later years before he died understood that he had integrated his people into a burning building. A man that if he was alive today would advocate for people to not even participate in anything dealing with the white man. I'm telling you that right now. And it says right here, where it says in the paragraph above, it was approved by the managers of his estate. By the managers of his estate. Okay. But it was opposed by other entities associated. See how they see his wordplay. His wordplay. They're opposed by other entities. Entities would simply mean family members in this situation. Okay, I'm gonna continue to read and I'm gonna go on with commentary after that. Okay. According to Stanford University's reprinting of his sermon, it was an adaptation of the 1952 homely drum major instincts by J. Wallace Hamilton, who was a well-known white liberal Methodist preacher at the time. Okay, let me read that one more time. According to Stanford University's reprinting of his sermon, it was an adaptation of the 1952 homely drum major instinct by J. Wallace Hamilton, who was a well-known white liberal Methodist preacher at the time. Here's the text from the sermon that was used as a voiceover in the commercial. Okay, so this is what they used. If you want to be important, wonderful. If you want to be recognized, wonderful. If you want to be great, wonderful. but recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. But recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. That's a new definition of greatness. By giving that definition of greatness, it means that everybody can be great. By giving that definition of greatness, it means that everybody can be great. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love, and you can be that servant. His sermon was delivered at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, where he was a pastor. Reverence the biblical passage Matthew 23:11 through 12. The greatest among you will be your servant. The ad shows Americans experiencing moments of struggle, such as a sweating man doing push-ups, and moments of heroism, such as a firefighter carrying a boy outside a burning building. It also shows a Ram truck transporting a church. Look at the symbolism. Look at the psychological attack on the mind. What the Super Bowl ad doesn't include is the part of King's sermon in which he warns against the dangers of spending too much when buying a car and not trying to keep up with the Joneses. What the Super Bowl ad doesn't include, see, that's what they do. That's what they do. They will only show you a part of somebody that fits their agenda. They will only show you a part of something that fits their agenda. Now, here in this case, their agenda was to push the sale of their trucks. Okay, so they had to basically sell you the side of, they had to basically first manipulate you into thinking that that Martin Luther King was for keeping up with the Joneses, or was for this whole consumeristic or consumerism world that we live in. Okay, they had to first get you to believe that he was a part of that, so that, you know, for the most part, if people, when it was presented out, people would accept it, you know, for the most part, collectively. You know, they had to get you to believe that this is what he was for. So they purposefully omitted the parts where he was against it. And see, that's just the nature of these people. They, like I said, they don't care about us. They're showing you that blatantly in your face. They're showing you that every day. But yet, we as a people, we want to continue thriving, continue trying to thrive in this country that does not care about you whatsoever. I'm all about Marcus Garvey. I'm all about separation. I'm all about separation. So I mean, this type of stuff that's going on right now needs to stop. Black people, we need to wake up. Black people, we need to understand our true divinity. Black people, we need to separate from this beast. Okay? We have to separate from this beast. Okay. It goes on to say, do you ever see people buy cars that they can't even begin to buy in terms of their income? You've seen people riding around in Cadillacs and Chryslers who don't earn enough to have a good T model Ford, King said in his sermon. Check that out. Do you ever see people buy cars that they can't even begin to buy in terms of their income? You've seen people riding around in Cadillacs and Chryslers who don't earn enough to have a good T model Ford, he said in sermon. See how they omitting stuff from out of that for the commercial sake. But it feeds but it feeds a repressed ego. But it feeds a repressed ego. That's tough. That's tough. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, I'm back, guys. Okay. It says a repressed ego. So let's define the word repressed. To see, you know, what's really going on within the minds of these people, the minds of the black people. Now, repressed can be defined as restrained, inhibited, or oppressed. Having or characterized by a large number of thoughts, feelings, or desires, especially ones that are suppressed in this way. But anyway, we all get the picture. It goes on to say, economists tell us that your automobile should not cost more than half of your annual income. So if you make an income of 5,000, your car shouldn't cost more than about 2,500. That's just good economics. Someone took the Ram ad and overlaid it with what King said about cars and capitalism. So basically, this I won't play the clip, but someone actually, went and did a voice overlay of what he really was talking about. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I just wanted to get up here and do a quick live stream. To just constantly drill into you all's head that please, separation is the best for African liberation in this country. But like I'm saying, right now, we the melanated ones have to understand our divinity and stop participating, stop giving our hard-earned money, invest in ourselves, invest in our worth, know your history, because it's very rich. It's very rich. But this is I Am African. Like, share, comment this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.